What's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, we're going to be focusing over here on the Bitcoin price chart. As yesterday, having an aggressive sell-off day here in the cryptocurrency market, only for it to reverse back to the upside overnight, with a nice recovery coming in here for Bitcoin, the lows continuing to hold for the range that we've been in since March, and our series of higher lows still continue to be in play in here. I spent the entire day yesterday watching Bitcoin very closely, as maintaining this low has shown importance or significance throughout the history of Bitcoin's price chart in any type of uptrend, that higher lows still continue to be maintained. So I was certainly wave counting this on small time frames, even what you should never do, getting all the way down to the 1 minute chart to wave count what was happening here as the ending of this move was coming in, while the low was being reached there on Bitcoin. Now, we were definitely seeing the sentiment that you were looking for a bottom to come in yesterday. I rarely get those text messages of like, hey, what's going on? But yesterday I did get 3 of them. That's usually a good sign. I usually get the same thing at the peak. I usually get the text message saying, hey, I'm buying. And then at the bottom, oh no, the sky is falling. But I do see very good signs in here indicating that the bottom of Bitcoin has just come in. So we'll talk about 2 different structures and we'll take them over there from bcbacker.com. You got Elliott Wave running flats, and then the BCB crashing structure, which showed itself very clearly yesterday. There's an entire video dedicated to that over here on bcbacker.com with a downloadable spreadsheet and even all the wave counts that happened there within a crashing structure to find the completion of it. And we had every signature of it yesterday as the world was burning. Not only was I receiving text message yesterday, but I saw it over there all over Twitter too. I even saw Ryan Salkus post, we're approaching max pain. Bear markets last longer and go deeper than we want them to. Need a couple of capitulations, then chop, then rebirth. This is near the worst sentiment that I've ever seen. Deeper than 2019. Closest feeling was 2015 for me. Then I saw Tony Edward from the Thinking Crypto podcast post as well, saying the bear market and low prices are starting to get to people. I see a lot of complaining, bickering, fighting, mudslinging. It's amazing to watch human emotions continue to play out in different cycles. As for me, I'm just DCAing and preparing for 24 to 25 bull run. When in doubt, zoom out. And while even Ryan Salka saying, fighting my existential depression to slam the buy button, because if I'm feeling bad, it's time to load up. And so yesterday was amazing. I even had somebody else message me saying, hey, I should be keeping an emotional log. That's number 4. I forgot about that one. And in the end, everybody feeling those pains at the support, at the higher low. And, only you know how you felt during that moment right in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we'll talk about crashing structures here really quick. I'm going to count that out for you over here on Bitcoin. To this day, out of all structures, this is probably the most valuable one that I know of, that I discovered many years ago and share with you guys in many videos here on the YouTube channel. Of course, one of the most infamous videos of this was published back in January of 2021. Signs the bottom is in for the Ripple XRP price chart, posted there on January 5th, where there is thorough explanation here of what happens with the crashing structure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then sets that new low, showing this in many examples of it actually happening there on the charts, how it occurs, rolls back up to that 4, sets that new low, and that's the bottom. A recent example is right here on January 2nd of 2023, crash complete as XRP price chart starts 2023 right. January 2nd, crash complete, in which again, we're talking about the crashing structure happening on the XRP price chart. Again, in this video, referencing to that signs the bottom is in, and that for XRP at that time, we had just completed that final push. Again, doing the count, showing back to wave 4, and then finally that little flush that happened there, which to this day, all the screaming for lower prices for Bitcoin, lower prices for XRP, that has still been the bottom as crashing structure completed with the final flush. But it's very clear we had 5 waves back down yesterday, all throughout the morning. Everybody panicked. Price stays stagnant all day. So everybody's screaming. We roll back up to wave 4 and then go on for our final wave just below the low. You guys know we talk about it all the time. That is how completed crashes end up happening. Rolls back up and then goes on and sets the new low and boom, out. Of course, this is your bottom of 2018. And as many of you know, take a look at 2020 and 2021, turn them upside down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to wave 4, set the new low. That's it, out. So this was being watched like a hawk all day on the 1 minute time frame, because what are we seeing? We're seeing the crashing structure. It's behaving precisely. Then we're going in for that final dip. And it's like, okay, here we go. Are we going to hold the low? And sure enough, we hold it. So phenomenal to see that. That's typically how you want to see the ending phase come in here. But, looking at it on the 1 minute chart, are we really going to say, hey, this multi-month range low is being found because we have the 1 minute chart doing a little crashing structure here at the end? Definitely not. But that's what we want to see. We want to move to the small time frames, and then can we shift our way up to the big time frames and see it happening in here? And I don't know about you, I see the full completed crashing structure that's already happened in here as well. And that the little move right there, that's the completed ending. And what's pretty funny about it too is how similar this side of the range looks to this side of the range, right? We can just flip this side of the range upside down, invert it. There you go. Imagine that. Flip it upside down. There you go. Either way, the most important thing at this point is continuing to hold that low. So now let's go ahead and talk about crashing structure. So you can call this crashing structure, or you can call it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're just going to go for simplicity's sake, you could just say, hey, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you could just end it there and say, that's it. That was a full completed 5-wave structure that just happened in there. And then we even have crashing structure that happened here on this smaller time frame, where we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, back to wave 4 within wave 5, and completion, right? So there's your crashing structure to end it. Just a moment ago, we were looking at it on the 1 minute and 5 minute time frame. Then we can zoom out on the 1 hour time frame, and we have it here. And then we zoom out on the even bigger time frame, and we have it all here. We could leave it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, call it a day, or we could try to figure out crashing structure happening in here as well. We could say 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7. What's the problem here? Well, we can look at this. Depending on how we want to count it, does a liquidation wick occur here, causing it to go lower? Should it have paused right here and then rolled? Well, we know we had news here, right? This is Grayscale stuff, right? This is Grayscale having the appeal overturned, or having the ruling of the SEC canceled out, where the SEC has to come back with a better reasoning for declining Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF, right? Price pops right on that news and takes it all back. So this could just be a news-induced situation in here. Personally, I see kind of the morphed crashing structure happening here. 2 issues of 1, absolute liquidations, and then 2, Grayscale. But still, it eventually goes on and hits at 7 for its new low. But if that's too much, you could just simplify it as well as just to say it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 4 below 1. We definitely have crashing structure on small time frame. We have it on slightly larger time frame in this structure right in here. And then you can debate it on this one right here. Personally, I do count it as being crashing structure, but simplicity, you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in that circumstance, back to bcbacker.com we go. That is an Elliott wave flat corrective structure, which is called a running flat, in which we don't take out the base of wave A in the C corrective wave, which we have an ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to the base, which means we would have A, B, C with our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ending as a running flat correction does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish it off. So the first thing of importance is 1, the low has held. We're above the low in the range. Yesterday was the perfect crashing structure happening on the smaller time frames in here that held and set the new low without taking out the previous low. Then zooming out to a higher time frame, we have completed crashing structure happening here again and again, the new low. Then we zoom out to an even higher time frame. We have completed crashing structure with the new low, all on top of the support. So you mix in all of the different structures that happen for us to get there on very, very small time frames to larger time frames, along with maintaining the support low happening in there. And then the extreme sentiment yesterday. Again, only you know what you felt like during that moment. I saw it everywhere, all over Twitter, all over the place. That was extreme sentiment that happened right there. Those are such good tracking times to write things down on how you feel during those exact moments. And I'm going to bet everybody watching, you felt it yesterday. You know it. when I did markets in the morning this morning, I asked the chat, did you feel it yesterday? Overwhelming yeses, amount of people who posted in there that said, yeah, they could feel that sentiment, that anxiety yesterday as that price moved down there. Still, the lows hold, bullish divergence emerging on daily time frame. All signals point to that was the low. Price action will typically waddle sideways for a little while until we get another strong break coming soon. And really, this was the main focus of the market here this week, to see that we could actually end up holding that. And sure enough, we have. Look at that daily candle in there. We'll take that. The day still doesn't close out for another 9 hours from me recording right now. 8 hours and 24 minutes. But personally, I don't have a worry in my bone that we're not going to get a decent close out of this. So breathe a sigh of relief. In the coming week, we'll start talking about structures to continue working our way up, as we cheer for the stock market to lead the way heading into big economic data coming out tomorrow in regards to CPI. And then next week, the Federal Reserve interest rate hike meeting, where it's anticipated that they will pause again. So as you know, 2 meetings ago, they paused. Last meeting, they raised 0.25%. Now it's expected they're going to pause again, that we're at the end of the hiking cycle. And the market's waiting for some euphoria to move forward. And it seems like we're starting to get kind of our narrative to match our price action. So again, hope you made it through the day yesterday. Higher lows continue to maintain throughout here. All of the different structures to indicate a bottom, sentiment to match what a bottom is, and everything from the 1 minute to the hour to the daily matching up to what we would need in there for a running flat, crashing structure, completion. But all right, that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you're looking for something to do, of course, check out bcbacker.com over here with over 40 videos and 11 hours of content. There are certainly videos in here detailing the BCB crashing structure and zigzags and flats in there, like we also talked about with Elliott wave theory. It also does include those downloadable spreadsheets as well, so you can print those out for yourself as well. You can print out the crashing structure and print out running flats. But all right, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.